This is Wrestling with Awkwardness. My name is Chris. This is my wife and my beautiful co-host, Lily.
Lily, I'm Lily. Hello.
Thanks. And we have a co-host, but he's preoccupied right now. So you will probably see him very shortly because it won't take long for him to start attacking the keyboard or me. Anyway, so this is an introduction to our channel, our show, our podcast, or whatever you want to call it. The idea here being that everyone deals with some level of awkwardness, or well, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people deal with some level of awkwardness, anxiety, self-doubt. There's down days. And we would like to shed light on that within the wrestling world. So this is not limited to just wrestlers. Like, we want to eventually interview wrestlers, fans, referees, promoters, whoever, and just kind of get it out in the open what people are dealing with mental health wise, and just sort of like use it as a learning experience.
Yeah.
So, what are some of your hopes for this project, or like what was it that made you want to get involved? Because you're the one who had the idea of doing it with me.
I wanted to get involved, I think, because when you told me that it was going to be like something that surrounded anxiety and awkwardness, I was like, I could definitely help you just because I've been through that. I've been through anxiety. I've had horrible anxiety, and I have had horrible depression, and I know how horrible it feels. And I feel like you have gone through anxiety too, but like I feel like you've learned what anxiety is and depression is because of me. And I know that I have like that perspective of like what it is and what it is to go through it every single day. And I don't know, I feel like it could be relatable to the people that we speak to.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I love the fact that I started this as like a wrestling thing, but it's so much bigger than that, obviously. Like,
oh yeah,
anxiety, depression, mental health is not a wrestling thing, obviously. So why limit it to just that perspective? Like you're not super involved or invested in wrestling.
no.
Aside from just like what we do here, or like what I watch, or the lab. But it's cool to have your point of view because you have gone through so much with mental health. And obviously it's just awesome to have you here because you're my partner in everything. Oh,
thank you. You're so nice.
But yeah, I'm very excited to talk to all different types of people. This is equal opportunity, 100% inclusive. I don't care who you are, what your background is, race, gender, sexuality.
Oh, and I mean, you brought up the whole gender thing. And I know that there is going to be some people that are non-binary and transgender on this channel. And I would appreciate if there was like no judgment and there was no sort of negative talk. Like if there's a comment section, I don't want to hear anybody having like bad thoughts or their negative vibes or even bashing them. I want this to be very open. I want this channel just to be of light and love and just positivity, not any negative bashing. It's not what this is made for. This is made for it so that we can just promote each other, help each other grow, He's going crazy.
Yeah, a little bit. But yeah, I 100,000% agree with you. And I think he's angry at the thought of people being negative and mean. And
oh, that's
like,
baby.
That's unacceptable, right? But yeah.
And I'm sorry that I'm not talking as much. I just felt like really insecure. See, this is my anxiety because like Chris and I had recorded a previous video, and I felt like I was interrupting him too much, and I was talking way too fast, and I was just like overly excited. And I felt like every time I watched the video, it made me cringe a little bit, just watching myself in that light. So now I'm not talking as much, and I'm like a little bit shy, just because I don't want to be like overly.
No, but I mean, you shouldn't be, because your energy is very important to me and to our dynamic here.
Yeah, like,
So be energetic, because I'm more like kind of laid back, and I might
but
talk.
your voice works, and the way you are works in videos. I feel like with me, I'm just like too much.
No, you're not at all. You're amazing. So stop. Anyway,
Oh, sorry.
so but yeah, exactly. I 1000% agree. We will not tolerate any hate. This is going to include everybody. No one in the wrestling business is going to tell me or us that fans shouldn't be interviewed, because
Oh no.
this is our show. So it's not about the status quo. You know what I mean? Like, we get to decide what this show.
You said that, and my whole face was like, "What?" Like that whole thought of like the status quo really just is kind of annoying, just because of the fact that there should be no such thing. It should be everyone's included, and it's all inclusive, and that's it. And that's
Right.
what the show is about.
And zeroing in on pro wrestling specifically is like, oh my god, he's in the garbage. Hold on a second. That will not be edited. Awkwardness. So yes, like,
Hi, baby.
say hi to
Oh,
mommy.
my dad's calling me. Give me a second. Sorry.
That's okay. So, like, zeroing in on wrestling specifically, it's changing so much, and in my opinion, like, it's changing for the better, because the more people that feel like it's a place for them, they feel welcome, regardless of what community they're part of. It even includes
for
babies.
real?
Huh?
Wow, that's pretty amazing what he said.
I know. Yeah, he's very insightful.
Okay.
So, but he's calling me too now. Anyway, so do you want to just end this as like our little introduction?
Did we really introduce ourselves though? I guess we did a little bit, right? But I'm not as satisfied as I was with the other one, but then with watching the other one, I'm just like, ugh. So maybe this one will be better.
We could pause. Okay, so we are back.
I don't think they're gonna really even notice because the pause is not gonna really look like a pause for them. But anyway, I just wanted to say on my end that yesterday we did have a really awesome interview with a Dave Cole.
Cool. Yeah.
And it went so well and everything was great, but then my phone decided not to record the whole interview. So the video recorded, but there was no audio, which is really terrible because that's the whole point of an interview. So you can hear their perspective on life and on things and wrestling. So yes, we're not gonna post that obviously because it would be no point. But we are gonna have another interview with him, hopefully on Friday, if things go well.
Yeah. So, and just in general, in terms of guests, I want there to be such a broad spectrum of people, because the whole point of this exercise or experiment or show is just to get as many different perspectives as possible, especially considering that so many people are going through things and they maybe don't feel comfortable letting those things out or expressing them even to some of the people in their lives that are closest to them. Sometimes a lot of people in the wrestling community or just in general, they find that they can communicate better with people that share common interests. Like within the wrestling world, there are fans that kind of confide in each other because maybe they don't have families that they can confide in, or just maybe they've gone through so many traumatic experiences that they thought that they were alone. And as soon as they realize that there are people out there that have also experienced those things, they want to open up, So do you have any, yeah, I mean, do you talk a little bit about that, about how it feels when you're somebody who's gone through anxiety, depression, and you take the leap of putting yourself out there to explain what you're going through, and maybe like having people that share a similar experience?
I feel you put me seriously on the spot right now. I don't even know what to talk about. My mind's like poopy right now, but okay. I don't know. Anxiety is a bitch. We all know that. And it feels horrible. You think that people hate you. You think that people are talking about you. You think that people are looking at you, and when none of that is really going on. I think that with anxiety, there's a lot of like, I think it also has to do with our brain chemicals. So we really don't have any sort of choice in the matter. I don't know. I'm sorry. My cool vibe is totally gone.
So Ezra, like, I'm trying to listen to you, and Ezra just made like the biggest mess of milk that he's ever made because I wasn't I
Oh
wasn't
my
watching him.
god.
So it's so much all over our bed.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, he's wonderful. He's really adding wonderful things to this conversation.
I mean, yeah, but then with anxiety and stuff, like, I guess we just all have to realize that we're not alone. There's other people that suffer through it. This is like something that shouldn't be hidden anymore. We shouldn't hide. We shouldn't hide how we feel. Look at yourself, baby. Look at yourself cry. Hi. Goodbye. Hello. Goodbye. Hello. Goodbye. Yeah, we're not alone. We shouldn't feel alone. We shouldn't be ashamed to talk about something so serious. I think the more we talk about it, like you said, the more we talk about it, the less other people will feel. And that's the whole point with everything. With wrestling, that's the whole point, so that you can have this, build this community. With my disease, which is Parkinson's, is the same thing. The more we come together, the more alone we don't feel, and the more we want to talk about it. And when you don't feel alone and you feel supported with a certain situation, I don't know, you feel like you instead of feeling really down about it, you kind of start to feel invincible or really, relatable. Like you can relate to other people, and I don't know, there's power in not feeling alone, and there's power in not being alone also, like with your support system and all that stuff.
Right, and
So yeah.
sometimes you just need the strength to get through another day. Like in some cases, it's like
Oh yeah.
it's like that for certain people. Like they just need that.
I don't want to like bring up the. I don't want to like ruin. I don't want to ruin the future conversation that we're gonna have with Dave. That's one of the things that we were saying, like the support system and how sometimes we would feel really horrible, and we would just post something on Facebook, and then somebody would literally just with a couple words and just a simple reply, people would feel so much better. Or I know I personally would feel so much better.
Yeah. Sorry, I lost my train of thought now.
I know. So I feel like we should just do this over, or just leave the one posted that we posted earlier.
Because this is
and
hard.
We can just edit.
It was hard. He was like not really helping,
That, and then also I just feel like my brain right now is like I can't even concentrate. Like my head, I'm like really pooped.
All right, let's look at it. I'm gonna end it.
Okay, bye. I love you.
Love you.
Don't feel bad.